Hi friends, welcome back to the homestead and to my kitchen. So earlier this week I had the opportunity to take a canning class because I've never done any type of canning in my entire life, and I had such a blast. And of course that's just one of the skills that you need to know as a homesteader. So I decided to do some practicing since today has been a really rainy day. So I bought some blackberries from Aldi, and they were on sale, so I decided to try my hand at making blackberry jam. So I have my handy dandy instructions for both strawberry and blackberry jam. I got these from my class. We made strawberry jam. So now I'm going to try the blackberry jam, and I'm doing this on my own. So if you are interested, definitely keep watching. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button, become a member of the Bradley Bunch. If you like this video and want to see more content, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up. It really helps to support our channel. And just follow us on Instagram, and just stop in and say hi. Give me some comments. What's your favorite canning recipes that you like to do? Do you like to make jam? Do you like to make jelly? Leave that kind of feedback in the comment section. And without further ado, let's get started. So I'm supposed to use a potato masher.
Is that not a potato masher?
Yes, which I find interesting. So you gotta mash 1 cup at a time. Are these the seeds? If those are the seeds, they look horrifying. That's 1 cup. 2 cups.
So do you smash it all up before you add the sugar?
Yes, you actually smash it up, then get it cooking with the pectin and wait till the pectin's dissolved, then you add the sugar.
Oh.
So when you're preparing your jars, you just want to wash them with soap and hot water, because the canning process is going to sanitize them for you. Because before you even begin canning, you're actually going to have your jars sitting in and simmering in water, because we're doing what's called a hot pack. So the product that I'm putting into the jars is going to be hot, and the jars themselves are going to be hot, and they're going to be sanitized. And then the canning process itself is going to sanitize as well, because they're going to boil at our altitude, which is between 0 and 1,000. I believe it's 5 minutes according to the new guidelines, but you can do it for 10 minutes, which is what we did in my canning class, is just get them for 10 minutes. So you have to let your bands and lids simmer, as well as the jars. So I'm going to put them on to simmer, and this is going to help sterilize them, because they're going to simmer the whole time that you're cooking the berries, because you have to cook the berries with the pectin, and that can take some time because you have to completely dissolve the pectin, then you have to completely dissolve the sugar. So while that's happening, you want to simmer your lids. So I'm gonna, and it simmers on low. Now I'm gonna add my water to my water bath canner. You want the water to actually come above the jars about 1 to 2 inches. So we are going to do that, and then we're gonna let them simmer. Ignore the lovely, I love how this is just Yes. So, because I have a glass top stove, I'm going to weigh this with the water and the jars just to make sure it's not too heavy for my glass top, because it's only supposed to have about 40 pounds max on it.
So will you have to take into account the actual jam filling after the process as well?
So the jam itself is not going to add that much more weight. So as long as I'm 40 pounds or less, we're good. Otherwise, I'll have to remove some of the jars. So let's go weigh it. I love how I have this whole scale here.
Let's go weigh it on the scale in the office.
All right, so it is 28.3 pounds, so we are good. You can barely see it back there though. All right, so we're good to proceed. Now please ignore the mess in here. Y'all, we are still working to organize this.
Again, it's lived in.
Yes, yes it is. All right. We are going to cover these. What do you think? About an inch of water over that?
Maybe about an inch. Could be about half an inch.
Let's add some more water. It's better to have more than enough than not enough.
Agreed.
Otherwise, they won't seal.
And we don't want them to not seal.
Right. We want them to seal. That's a lot of water, so we're going to start it simmering. Okay. So, while that is simmering,
Back to fruit.
back to fruit. Interestingly enough, I feel like I need more space. This is a ginormous canner. But yes, we are going back to fruit. I'm actually going to move this up here because I need that back burner. So we're going to move that here so that I can cook the
Fruit with the pectin.
Yes. So, big pot. All right, so we need 5 cups of the crushed. Now, I'm going to measure out the sugar. So I'm going to get a bowl and we're going to measure out the sugar while we heat this up.
Repite, por favor.
We need 7 cups of sugar. So, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to hold 7 cups.
I mean, it's the bigger white bowl, isn't it?
That one I use for the bread.
Oh, no, that is right. I thought the bread was in the middle bowl.
That's what it's rising in.
Oh, you used the white bowl to mix it.
Yes, I use the white bowl to mix. That's 3. And 7.
We made it!
We did. That is a lot of sugar.
That's poundage of sugar.
Yes. Like help. So there's the pectin. And then we are going to stir it until it's fully dissolved. Okay. And this we stir because it's got to come to, I believe, a rolling boil. All right, so, you know, Limp Bizkit would be like, keep stirring, 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 stirring. What? Disney would be like, just keep stirring, just keep stirring, just keep stirring. Want to keep it on the burner. All right. So it's not bubbling yet. So we'll just keep stirring until it bubbles. Smells good though. Now we gotta add the sugar. Good God
That's
Almighty.
so much sugar.
It is so much sugar.
Look how thick that is. Good God.
Yes, and we gotta stir it, let it dissolve.
You basically have to mash it.
Well, it's funny because you gotta bring it back up to a boil and then let it boil for exactly 1 minute.
For exactly 1 minute?
Exactly 1 minute.
It seems very picky.
And you gotta stir it constantly because otherwise you'll burn the sugar.
This feels like a lot of work.
I mean, it's physical, but then once you're done with this, it's nothing. All right, so I think we are almost at the point where we are ready to get back to a boil. It's very liquidy. And it's forming the foam. I think the foam is just the sugar and pectin reacting. Some people skim the foam, some people don't, and just leave the foam when they start, jarring it up. In our class, we just left the foam. We really were not that concerned. It's for home consumption. Nobody cares. I'm just saying. All right. So we got our rolling boil. All right, so now we need an exact minute. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute.
Second timer, 1 minute, starting now.
It's a pretty color.
It is. I just hope all that foam stops right there, because I don't want this boiling over.
Will it boil over as long as you're stirring it?
Maybe not, but it still makes me nervous. Kind of wishing I had gone with the big pot.
Yeah, probably.
Now it's time to fill the jars. So we are going to grab the jars, if we can get to them. Come here. There we go. I'm gonna pour the water out. All right. I'm gonna set it right here. Okay. All right, so here's where gotta measure head space and all that good stuff. So we're gonna ladle in okay. So it says we only need to leave about 1/4 of an inch of headspace. There's 1/4 of an inch right there. So right to the bottom. That should be it. That's about 1/4 of an inch. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Comes right up to the bottom. So we're gonna wipe, because you don't want there to be any food on here, on any of this. So you're gonna just take a damp cloth. All right. Now we're gonna, I love how there's like sauce everywhere. All right, so now we're gonna, how did I do this the last time? Oh, I used tongs. That's right, let me get my tongs. I had to think, like, how did I do this before? We use tongs. All right, so these are getting sterilized. I'm gonna set it right on top. And these are gonna get just fingertip tight. There we go. And back we go. And that's it. So we're gonna do the rest of them like this, and I'll come back.
1 down, 10 more to go.
Possibly. It depends on how much we got.
We'll make it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So I've got all of my jars filled. We ended up with 8 full jars and then a half a jar. So the half jar I'm just gonna let cool, and then we'll just stick it right in the fridge because we cannot process that. The 8 full jars we are going to process, so I'm going to cover them, and I am going to turn the burner up to high because now we have to bring it to a boil. Once it starts boiling, we are going to start the timer for 10 minutes, and then we're going to take the lid off. We're going to take it off the heat. Well, we're going to let it sit. So we're going to, after 10 minutes, take the lid off, turn the burner off, let it sit for 5 minutes before we disturb the jars. All right, so the processing part is done. Now we are going to take them out of the canner one by one, and we are going to set them on a towel to process and finish doing what they do. And they need to actually set for 24 hours. So we're just gonna set them on a towel and let them chill for 24 hours. And that is it, y'all. That is the entire canning process. You wanna make sure you keep the jars upright. And as you can see, there's some drippage, and which is fine. That's why we're doing towels. You just wanna make sure we keep everything as it should be. I'm baking bread right now, otherwise I'd be setting these on my cutting board, but my cutting board kind of has flour on it right now. So the tops are gonna pop, which means that the jars are sealing, and that's what you want to hear.
Oh, cool, because when I heard it before, I got a little worried.
That's the air.
So the popping is a good sound.
The popping is a good sound.
Okay, yeah.
That means if they pop, that means there's a really good chance your jar is sealed properly.
So it's not a guarantee, but a good chance.
Yes. All right, y'all. So that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become a member of the Bradley Bunch, and we really appreciate your support. We hope to have another video coming out for you soon. I'll give you a hint. It says, bop, 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 or in this case, beep, 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 beep. So make sure you look out for that next video. So thank you again for watching. You guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye.